A historic victory for Cambodia and a shame for Siam. Thailand over the Preah Vihear Temple case of 1954 to 1962, and Thailand continues to have border issues with Cambodia to this day. The Preah Vihear Temple dispute at the International Court of Justice, ICJ. On 1959, Cambodia took the Preah Vihear Temple dispute to the International Court of Justice, ICJ. This issue began in 1954, just 1 year after Cambodia gained independence from France. At that time, Siam, the former name of Thailand, occupied the Preah Vihear Temple, violating international law and the United Nations Charter. Cambodia waited patiently for 4 years, hoping Siam would withdraw its troops, but nothing changed. As a result, His Majesty King Norodom Sihanouk, a revered leader who fought tirelessly for Cambodia's independence, territorial integrity, and national unity, decided to bring the matter to the ICJ unilaterally. Unlike Cambodia, Siam refused to participate in the ICJ proceedings and rejected the court's jurisdiction. On May 26, 1961, Siam formally dismissed Cambodia's request. In contrast, Cambodia showed its commitment to international law by recognizing the ICJ's authority and pledging to abide by its ruling. Siam's actions suggested they were unwilling to admit fault, much like the saying, "No thief dares confess their crime in court." Despite Siam's refusal, the ICJ determined it had the authority to handle the case based on Cambodia's application on October 6, 1959. Consequently, the court held public hearings starting March 1, 1962, to resolve the dispute. A historic victory for Cambodia. During the hearings, Siam rejected the validity of 11 maps produced by a joint French-Siamese commission under the treaties of 1904 and 1907. These maps had been agreed upon by France and Siam at the time. However, Siam claimed the maps were drawn unilaterally by the French without their involvement. In reality, map drawing and surveying are two separate tasks. Map drawing relies on data collected from prior surveys. These 11 maps were created by a French commission at Siam's request because at the time, Siam lacked the ability to produce such maps themselves. The maps were drawn by 4 French military officers, 3 of whom were members of the Joint Boundary Commission. Completed in late 1907, the maps were printed by the renowned French company YPR. Moreover, these maps were publicly distributed and shared with all relevant parties, including the Joint Commission and Siamese embassies in England, Germany, Russia, and the United States. Siam argued they were unaware that Preah Vihear was in Cambodian territory, citing confusion or claiming the maps were only seen by minor Siamese officials with no expertise. The ICJ rejected these arguments, noting that the maps were not only seen by minor officials. Prominent figures, such as Prince Deva Wongse, Siam's foreign minister, Prince Damrong, interior minister, and the governor of Kukan province near Preah Vihear had access to these maps. The hearings were intense, with both sides fiercely defending their positions. On June 15, 1962, the ICJ issued its final ruling. 1. By a vote of 9-3, Preah Vihear Temple is located within Cambodian territory under its sovereignty. 2. By a vote of 9-3, Siam, now Thailand, must withdraw all soldiers, police, guards, or other personnel from the temple and its surrounding areas in Cambodian territory. 3. By a vote of 7-5, Siam, now Thailand, must return all artifacts removed from the temple or its vicinity since 1954 to Cambodia. In summary, this case marked a remarkable victory for Cambodia over Siam, Thailand, which had unlawfully occupied the Preah Vihear Temple without legal justification and in defiance of international law. However, Siam did not immediately accept the ruling and even accused the ICJ of bias toward Cambodia. This behavior showed Siam's disregard for international law and the United Nations institutions. In contrast, Cambodia demonstrated its commitment to legality, enhancing its reputation on the global stage. Under pressure from the international community and internal politics, Siam reluctantly accepted the ruling. They withdrew their troops and guards from Preah Vihear, though grudgingly, and tensions in the area subsided for a time. The situation in 2025. Fast forward to 2025, Cambodia's Prime Minister, Samdech Tippadai Hun Manet, reaffirmed that even if Thailand refuses to jointly bring the border issue to the ICJ, Cambodia will proceed with the case to resolve the dispute once and for all. He made this statement on June 2, 2025, during the opening of the first joint meeting of the National Assembly and Senate. Samdech Tippadai noted that while Cambodia and Thailand have worked to maintain peace and good relations along the border, tensions persist. Certain extremist groups continue to stir unrest and escalate the situation. To address this, he emphasized, even if Thailand doesn't want to go to the ICJ with Cambodia, we will still file a case to settle this matter clearly and prevent extremists in both countries from fueling tensions that could lead to clashes or even armed conflict. He expressed hope that Thailand would cooperate sincerely with Cambodia to bring the issue to the ICJ, aiming to end the dispute and avoid further armed confrontations. The Cambodian government has consistently sought peaceful resolutions based on international law. To enhance these efforts, the government instructed the Cambodia Joint Border Committee, JBC, to hold urgent meetings with Thailand to discuss border issues, continue demarcation, and install boundary markers. Samdech Tippadai directed the JBC to focus on disputes involving Tamawan Tam, Tamawan Touch, Preah temples, and the Mum 3 area, preparing to bring these issues directly to the ICJ. The goal is to resolve the matter comprehensively and prevent ongoing unrest. He added that small groups of extremists in both countries have used the border issue to create tension between the two nations and their people. Past clashes in the Mum 3 area, where Thai forces ambushed Cambodian troops, resulted in the death of a Cambodian soldier. On the other hand, on June 5, 2025, former Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra stated that Thailand prefers to resolve the issue peacefully through bilateral negotiations. On June 14, 2025, Thailand proposed the first JBC meeting in 12 years to discuss border issues, signaling a commitment to reducing tensions. However, Thailand remains reluctant to involve the ICJ, viewing bilateral talks as the best approach. Paetongtarn emphasized on social media, if Cambodia wants to take this to the ICJ, Thailand has never recognized the court's authority in this matter since the 1960s. As an old Khmer saying goes, only a thief avoids facing the law.